back to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. We're here with Johnny Dee.
Where is the playground?
This is, in general, the playground. Mostly it's him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hangs out at the playgrounds.
I hangs out at playgrounds. And
right.
It's people.
It's a little uncomfortable for my son.
Yeah,
Nice.
Do it anyways.
So we have a tradition here at Metal Rules TV. Any guest with a beard has to passionately tongue kiss Josh.
I'm not aware of that tradition.
So you like seeing the beards come together.
Messed up. No.
You know what?
That's
All right,
not gonna happen.
I'm 30, right?
Are
so
you?
to someone my age, the glam scene seems incredibly gay.
Right.
So how gay was it exactly? I mean, so it had to be some guys like a front. Just to be
Yeah, I
gay.
never experienced much gayness, I gotta say. Man, there was too much ass going on. You know.
I can be honest.
I mean,
I used to have long hair, and, you know, you always get ridiculed, like, oh, you fag, you gay.
right.
I know gay people, and none of
Nobody
them had
has
long
long
hair.
hair.
No.
They're
Uh-uh.
also wearing like makeup and stuff.
Oh, well, I didn't wear makeup.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
I know it's a show,
But right, so to kiss.
but yeah, it's more like almost like
Kabuki
pre-corpse
form,
paint almost.
Free corpse paint.
Pre-corpse paint.
Right.
Free.
Yeah, I don't know. I can understand that, like, you know, the primping and the hairspray and the makeup and all, but I mean, it was so
For some odd reason, it's
androgynous,
socially
but sexual at the like very weird, man. But you know,
I can understand why you're saying that though, because you know, I'm around the same age as you, so I grew up and experienced that thing. From somebody's just looking back at the videos, like, you know, people laugh at the '80s, you know, like, look at those people with the big hair, and they're like, why are those guys wearing makeup? So I understand what he's saying.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
if it was gay in a way that where chicks were actually digging dudes that looked like
There's a lot of
chicks.
lesbians.
It wasn't
Yeah.
dudes digging
Yeah.
Big
dudes.
dyke
You know?
scene.
Well, I think metal in general is always supposed to be like a little bit like taboo, but like, you know, not the uniform, normal. You know,
It's very gay.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
that's not what I'm
Metal
saying.
is very
I'm just saying.
neurotic.
So that's just a version of metal. That's one way of rebelling against the system at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't because they were gay, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of dudes with bald heads and tattoos, to me, strikes out more gayness than guys with leopard skin pants and long hair. I don't know. I'm just twisted.
I had a pair of leopard pants.
Did you?
Yeah, I just recently sold them. I would never get my 28-inch waist back.
Oh, man. Give them to me.
Thank goodness.
Well, they're gone. I sold them on eBay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, let's get back to like metal.
Yeah. So you went on tour with Maiden, which is like my all-time favorite band.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a good Iron Maiden story, a good tour story, something?
Well, let's see if I can remember anything. I mean, Bruce was quite the entertainment usually on tour. I remember one time that we were in Canada and he like shaved half of his beard off. And I still to this day don't know what the hell he was trying to do by doing it. I guess he was bored and just, you know, wanted to get more attention than he already did, because fencing backstage and flying airplanes and shit didn't get him enough attention.
Yeah.
So he needed to shave his beard to just be more bizarre. But, you know, that's one that comes to mind. But, I mean, overall, those guys just... I mean, I always respected them highly just because of the way their operation has always been just like class A from top to bottom. I mean, it's like if there was a rule book for, you know, a metal band, it'd be like that. Those guys really just took it, you know.
Sure. Yeah,
all
they
the
do
way.
a lot of stuff themselves. Like
Yeah,
all the
I
stuff
mean,
nowadays. Still, like, they have plenty of money. They can pay people.
Right.
And they
To fly
always
their own
did.
plane,
They always
you know.
did. They always took whatever they made and put it back into their company. They owned a travel agency. They owned their own PA lighting. They owned like everything. They just really
Smart.
did it, you know, DIY all the way. You know, great management and system all the way around.
Nice.
Now, you know, Waysted and Britny Fox and Doro, they all have different kinds of fans. I mean, you talk about different genres of metal in a way. What would you say the differences were between the different fans?
Well, Waysted being a little bit more raw, you know, obviously a band from the UK. The UK has, or did have, I mean, they have their own sort of thing to begin with. I mean, I never experienced anything like, you know, being spat on or like, you know, people, just crazy people.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing,
No, that was all metal.
well,
UK happened a lot,
British, right?
just in general.
Just
And piss
so,
things, piss
yeah,
in a bottle.
piss bottles at festivals and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I mean, so hardcore, so, you know, demanding. You know, they almost force you to be extremely like the best you can be. You know, they won't take like any kind of crap. So I could never see like a glam metal scene really taking off in England or surviving really. You know,
Except for
what I mean?
Tiger Tails.
Right, and that's pretty much says it all right there. But yeah, so that very working class, you know, in your face, you know, scene type of fan. Britny Fox, you know, different, a little bit of a different era, Philly or America in the late '80s, you know, kind of thing. MTV, chicks, dudes with long hair. Josh's favorite, Brian.
Yeah.
You're Josh.
I'm Joe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, I'm dyslexic.
It's cool. It's okay.
But, you know, so a little bit more fun, you know, party kind of vibe, anthemic, you know, arena rock.
Mm-hmm.
And Doro, sort of German metal, you know, with the Warlock thing and coming from that era, and you know, obviously one of the first metal female singers ever, you know. So you get a different, like when I first went to Germany and started playing with her, I was like, are there any women in this country? Like, go to shows. Like I went from
Britney Fox
to that, where it was like, you know, okay, talk about gay, man. It's like, where's the chicks, you know? Just a bunch of smelly dudes in denim vests and drinking beer and looking at her, and I'm like, hello, like, I'm over here. Now, they're all looking at her. Guitarist is like doing his, you know, burning solo. Nobody's looking at him. I was like, this is going to be really interesting. So, you know, a couple years into it, I think we started to get more of our own attention, but it was very strange. But great fans, man, in Europe. I mean, they're just very expressive, you know. And then go to places like Spain and some of the other countries where they just, you know, you feel like you're in a football stadium or at a bullfight or something. They're doing these chants, you know, and just like these football chants and stuff, and really getting into it, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's weird, but that's an interesting thing where you see differences around the world.
I figured
between people.
Yeah.
You know?
The other thing I was wondering too is when you first came into Doro, did you get any criticism because they're like, oh, it's a guy from Britny Fox?
I don't think many people knew, you know. I mean, and at that time, she was into it. She's like, oh, Johnny, I remember your Britny Fox video. You know, and I was like, yeah, man, we both had videos on MTV at the same time and all. But, I mean, I don't know how many people really knew or cared, you know. But I never got that kind of vibe. But I, you know, have seen, you know, people show up with Britney stuff from time to time to sign and whatnot. So,
cool.
Pretty cool.
When you first joined Doro and then come back over here and you're like hometown, did you take them around and show them what like Philly soft pretzel was and take them up the art museum steps or any of that kind of stuff?
Moms and crackheads.
Yeah, moms and crackheads. I know, and I'm sure they've been here before that.
Right.
But you know, it's like you get to show them like this is where I'm from. This is
Funny
what
thing
we should
is
do.
that, you know, when I joined the band, like I said earlier, there was 4 guys from America in the band, so it was basically
just her. Yeah.
And, you know, 2 guys from Philly, 1 from South Jersey, 1 from Central Jersey, so it was like, yo, what are we doing, man?
Yeah.
You know? But she lived in Manhattan for like 6-7 years previously.
Right.
She, you know, sort of got accustomed to having like American musicians in her band. She really digs that, and so really it wasn't anything new for her.
Nothing Philly specific though. You weren't
Not
like
really, man.
come check out Jimmy's Steaks or anything.
Nah.
All right.
Well, I guess, you know, this is the obvious question. I mean, you were in a band with Doro for 20 years. Did you guys ever smooch or anything or hook up?
No, but no, it's really weird. People have asked me that, but I think I've seen her ass more than any human on the planet. You know, 20 years of just that view. You know?
Yeah.
deal. Good deal.
Does having a woman in the band change the dynamic of touring? You know, like maybe you don't fart around each other all the time.
Well, I gotta say, man, she's more hardcore than most guys I've been in bands with, you know, especially singers. I mean, you know, singers are kind of pussies. And she's just hardcore, man. She's, you know, she'll burn all night, or she'll sleep on a chair, or do whatever it takes to, you know, get dressed in the corner if anyone... Just, it's really weird, because you would think she would be sort of like a, you know, diva kind of thing, but there's none of that. I mean, she's very metal, and she's, you know, just more like one of the guys most of the time. You know, she has her girly moments, you know, but they're not really hard to take at all.
Nice. Well, you had mentioned that she was kind of one of the first female metal singers. And nowadays, there's quite a few female metal singers.
Yeah.
Not of that caliber, though.
Well, not that caliber, man. But there are a lot of like the Beauty is
It's all that
like
operatic,
right.
you know, kind of goth, you know.
But I wondered if there's any thought to doing maybe like an all-female front person festival or something.
We do one in Belgium.
Oh, is there one?
Yeah, it's called the Metal Female Voices Fest, so it's pretty much all female front.
I was thinking Siren Fest would be good, but
I'm sure there's more. That's only one I know of because we've played it like 3 times. But there
are
are
like Nightwish and The Gathering and those bands.
Yeah, Taya and
get Lita out there anytime.
You know, no, not that I know of, and they've done like, man, they're past 10 years of them already. You know, but. Yeah, it's different, you know, because she's you know, she's almost like the Lemmy of female metal.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's like all these other they come out in gowns and stuff. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? She comes out and she's just like ready to just whip ass, you know. And I don't think she gets enough respect from, you know. I mean, there's a few chicks that are like, yeah, cool, you know, but I mean, most of them are like.
Well, it's funny. Well, when you're saying Lita Ford used to get so much more credit, and she's such a better singer than Lita Ford. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's a different vibe, you know. I mean, Doro doesn't play. Lita's like a pretty good guitarist, and like, you know, just has that hard ass edge and all. But I mean, it's like a different, you know, it's a bit of a different thing. But
sure.
There was one good chick singer though. Another one I thought was Leather Leanne was pretty badass.
From
Chastain.
Oh wow!
Remember that chick before?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some pipes on her.
Do the female singers have like a system for picking out cock from the audience?
That's a good idea. Or,
yeah,
I'm sure there must be something
go like
similar. Right?
high sign to the roadies, like you know, whatever. But this poor kid, man, he's just poisoned.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's just like
he's sat in for entirely too many shows.
It's Jeff's kid. There's no chance of him being the prim and proper kid.
Right. Yeah.
No chance.
He's
of
been
that.
demented.
Coming
coming back right into this. So that's pretty the same. I heard you're a fan of extreme sex.
What is that?
I don't know. I thought maybe you would elaborate. That was really about you, yeah.
So you do like the backwards blowjob.
It's when you ride a bike with a dildo going up your ass or something. I mean, no, I just...
over and around.
Is something that you said one time in a drunken interview or something?
It was really just like, answer these 10 questions that are total bullshit, and I couldn't think of anything really, you know. I mean, I love sex, and if you... I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you say... Would you confirm that or not?
Is it extreme?
Like extreme sex?
Nah, I don't
Superman?
think so.
The
Superman.
It's like doggy style, and he's like...
There may be some assless chaps involved.
Yeah, don't get started. You know.
You still have them?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you wear a lot of them
Yeah,
around the
I
house.
do.
sometimes?
So she makes me put them on. Like,
Did he wear it when he was painting earlier?
He did.
You were an assless chap filler tonight?
You gotta save, hold on to them for the apocalypse.
The apocalypse.
That's like Mad Max, you gotta wear those.
yeah, probably will.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what's the deal with Dean Davidson? Now, the reason I ask you is because we were doing the radio show. He contacted me about possibly appearing on the show, and I must have had 3 or 4 different conversations with him.
And then he flaked
Super
out.
long conversations, super strange long conversations. Kind of like, I also interviewed Gary Busey many years ago,
Wow.
and the similarity was very similar.
Wow.
The conversations were very similar.
Okay.
So, I mean, you actually know the guy. I worked with him, probably, I don't know if you still talk to him, but
I do, yeah.
what-
from
is-
time to time.
what's going on in that head of his?
Phew, man. Only Dr. Phil would know. But, there should be a metal Dr. Phil or somebody
Great
for
idea.
bands, you know. You qualified?
No, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
play it
should.
on
The
TV.
beard would get you by.
I'll just need some glasses.
Right.
Right? Buy
Sigmund
that.
Freud
We're
of
already on
metal.
the couch.
Yeah.
Freud fest. No, you know, it's just, I have no, anybody that knows him will tell you, you know, he's got, you know, he's a creative dude, you know, and he's got tons of ideas and tons of, you know, time to talk about them, but to me, you know, it's like, I'm just all about doing stuff, you know what I mean? I'd rather just get out and play a gig rather than talk about, you know, what I'm going to wear, you know, next week or so. I mean, I don't know. Dean's just Dean, you know? And it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, but
So he's always been like this.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, he was talking about, you know, the Girl School video 3 years before it was even a single on a record to be filmed. I mean, he literally had that vision of, you know, and so there's something to be said for that, but, you know, the fact that you might not want to sit there and listen to 4-hour conversation about it is a whole different
It was really, I was with him, I got the phone, I was like, I don't know what that guy was talking about. he just like went on for like, for like an hour and a half, and he was going on thing, and he was like, I'm doing this new project, and I'm not going to talk about Britny Fox, but I will, and then I'm going to talk about it, and then he's like, then he started talking about something completely different, and then then I was like, he just kept talking, and I would say something, and I don't think he even heard that I was talking. So I was kind of like one of those things where you probably could put a phone down for like 40 minutes and come back to it, and he's still, oh yeah, I'm still here. Right. Like, that's kind of the conversation you had.
Yeah, he can monologue with the best of them, man, for sure.
Now, do you know Tommy Crash?
No.
He's like,
not. I mean, I know of him as another dude, guitar player, but then
Right.
I wasn't involved with the band when he was playing with Billy.
I was just going to ask because he actually had a start in starting Metal Rolls magazine. He used to work at Kinko's and hooked us up with free printing.
Right.
Yeah.
With Corey Massey,
Yeah.
my buddy.
I guess we can't say what his real name is, but you know what his real name is, right?
Right.
Isn't it?
Hank
Yeah.
Azaria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the same initials as mine.
Really?
Yeah.
J.R.?
It's really
Yeah.
him.
Well, it's not me. No,
Shot
it's really.
J.R.
Yeah. By the way, I'm Tommy Crash.
Right.
Why wish you were in the band when we were there? We had fun.
Nice.
I read that in 2010 that Dean wanted to put together or reunite the original Britny Fox, but
Yeah.
all I heard was it didn't work out. What do you think it would take that to happen?
All it would take would be for, you know, everyone to just, you know, realize that it just has to be 4 guys all able to keep themselves talking in a room and you know, for the cause. I mean, you can't, well, I did that and I wrote the songs and I did this and
Right.
you
Can't
didn't
start
do that. I mean, it's like, dude,
keeping
we
score
already
or
been
anything
through
like
that,
that, yeah.
you know, we've been through that 20 years ago and there's no point in trying to get a hierarchy going on. It's just like, it's a band. People would probably want to see those 4 guys play those songs. End of story. So just get on with it or just forget about it because it's, you know, too much discussion about what to do is just, you know, it's a useless waste of time.
I hear you.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break.